let's talk about this Vane guy, because like we were just talking about it on stream, and I was like I say a lot about, you know, different characters who shouldn't be top tier, right? I don't think they should be weak, but they shouldn't be top tier because I think they have very, like, inherently toxic designs, right? I mean, again, just so no one thinks that there's some sort of inherent bias in here. Ladiva, for example, I think is one of the characters that is at the top of that list of characters I don't think should be, like, really good, right? I think Ladiva's pretty solid right now. Maybe I think I'm the biggest Ladiva up player in the world, but she feels like mid-tier to me. At least among Ladivas, I'm the biggest Ladiva up player in the world. But... and, you know, Fairy got some buffs. She's a lot better. She's, like, mid-tier-ish. Maybe, like, on the lower end. Metera is probably a solid, like, maybe, some people maybe argue higher, right? But, like, you know, Metera is definitely also, I think, in that range now. Like, there's like, they've done a lot of good job. Vikala is probably still on the lower end, but they gave her some good quality of life stuff and whatnot, right? But Vane kind of got left behind in the great zoner buffeting of 2025. And while I understand, right, while I understand... Master rank? No, we did not. We have to end the stream soonish here, so I figured I want to talk about Vane. I want to talk about how we might be able to buff Vane to make him like a stronger character without like breaking him entirely, right? And I don't know. And the real answer here is I don't know. Vane has a 5-framer. That is all. I mean, yeah, sure, right? But like, right, so yeah, like, Vane has things that other zoners don't get to have, right? He's got a 5-frame close lights, he's got 16,000 health, where again, Vane is a zoner, right? He's like a little bit less of like a full honest zoner compared to someone like Metero or Fairy or something like that, but like, his primary game plan certainly is holding space with his special moves to keep you from getting it, right? I would describe him as like, he's like 85% zoner, 15% like weird bruiser type character, right? Now, Vane is a 5-framer, sure. With that in mind, if you had to, gun to my head, who's the worst character in the game? If you had to ask me right now who I think the worst character in the game is, if I had to pick, I probably would say Vane, right? So, yes, he has some things that other zoners don't, but yeah. The problem is, right, there are some things that you can't do. Some people are like, you know, what if we made shield work like U-Shield? U-Shield's like a full, like, wall, right? It's got, like, you can't run past it at all. It has a hitbox, which maybe that person wasn't talking about, right? But it has a hitbox. Hopefully, they didn't mean to give, like, the actual shield a hitbox, right? And it's much better at stopping some projectiles and stuff like that. But so I learned recently that even U-Shield can get haha funnied by some projectiles and, like, Abel's laser and stuff like that, right? What if you reduce his shield startup? Maybe. Maybe to make it a little bit safer for him to do neutral. Like, I think you can do a lot. You can do a lot of little things to Vane, or you can try and make like one huge sweeping change, right? An interesting idea, right? An interesting idea that this, again, I'm spitballing here, but what if these were like really hard to react to, right? I'd scrap the whole idea of shield. Well, let's not make him a new character, right? I think because shield is very clearly his identity. Like shield and the slams are like the character, so let's not make him a new character. But part of me does wonder a little bit if these are a little too easily reactable right now, I think, right? Make 5U useful. I don't think he's bad because 5U's bad. That'd be an interesting idea, right? That'd be an interesting idea to give him, like, but I don't think that's his problem necessarily. If you buff that up to the point that it was really good, he would just, like, it would overshadow his weaknesses, potentially, right? I should make H-Shield not unusable? Yeah. No, we talked about this previously before, actually. We'll get to that in a second. But one of the things that I was considering is, like, you know, why are these so slow? These could be a little faster, right? I think this could be a little faster. Maybe, like, you know, the idea is that they want you to be able to react to them, so you can spot dodge, but, like, what if this was, like, 21 frames, right? Like, yeah, all of these would make them a little, like, it just makes Vane's, like, because Vane's zoning is really, if you're, like, awake, Vane isn't a zoner, man, right? It is so easy. This one is 21, but it glows orange, right? This one's a little harder, but it glows orange again, right? So it is so easy to get past anything Vane does. Dash, spot dodge. I mean, he can call you out with like M wild beat or something, but what do you care, right? So like making these like harder to react to is possibly one thing. If you want, okay, so they're gonna, again, you can talk about one huge change or a bunch of little buffs to try and bring him up, right? One huge change, I think, like, variable timings, maybe. Variable timings could be interesting. Like, if you could hold this to make it a little bit slower, even then, I think I would like it to be a little, like, the fastest option being 24 frames. And it's got a very, like, the visual and audio, the visual cue, at least, is very clear on this thing, right? This is, like, you are, like, this, and it's also at, like, this range, right? Like, at this range, it is so obvious, like, it's the only thing on your mental step, right? I kind of like the variable timing idea. I agree, but I could also see it. I feel like it should also just be faster, right? Like both variable timing and Mega Destruction Plus. If you're gonna make it this slow, that's an idea. Honestly, that's an idea because like Okay, yeah, if you're not gonna... So, okay, well, there's a lot of different options here, right? And I'm also taking... There are Vane players in the chat who I am trying to solicit for advice as well. But, like, you're supposed to spot dodge this, right? You're supposed to spot dodge this. What if he was, like, +3 if you blocked this, right? Like, something like... So he can just... I don't know, right? That's an idea. But again, so... sorry, let me just organize my thoughts. I'm not gonna look at chat for a second, so I want to get a full sentence out here without someone putting up a good idea. So, you could do things like, yeah, like, make it a little faster, make some variable timings, things like that. Alternatively... And this is maybe too much. I don't know. What if this was like 18 frames? What if this was like 17? Like what if the slams were unreactable and it was a guessing game at mid range, right? Now, maybe that's toxic. Maybe that's a horrible idea. Maybe that's also just not a fun character to play, right? But like playing with the speed of the slam in some way, shape, or form, I probably don't want that. But it's an idea, right? The idea of like making it a little faster and varying the timings up is probably better, right? Now, besides that. H shields getting a buff. I love this idea. I think one time we brought up potential buffs to Vane. Someone brought this up too. This is just worthless. It's the regular shields. If anything, it's 9 frames faster, sure, but it goes further away from you, which often maybe correct me if I'm wrong, Vanes, but like you don't want that, right? Like Vane often wants to get the shield up and then stand on it, right? Like if Vane can get to like here, this is kind of like his ideal position in the neutral. This thing going. Like, this far away from you, I feel like it's actually bad. Like I want to be on my shield, man. Like, it also pushes it towards the opponent, which makes it easier for them to just run through it, right? Like, the biggest weakness of shield, and the biggest weakness of Vane in general, is that Vane fundamentally loses to the best move in the game. 6XL, right? Like, just dashing through it and then Ellen beats Vane. It beats his whole character gimmick. And that's why, like, in every single matchup, besides, like, Vasaraga, right? You can always just run through shield and then L him behind it, right? So, H shield going this far away makes that even easier. Because now it's so close to me, I immediately get past it and then I can 6XL. This is worse than L and M shield, right? What the fuck is this? So I like the idea. Make H shield like L shield or follows you for a short time. I actually like the idea. This might be a little bit much, but he spends a cooldown on it. You can even make this cooldown longer if this is too strong. But like, what if that one was a wall, right? U shield is a wall with a hitbox, right? What if H shield is just a wall, right? Like, what if H shield is just a wall? Like, you couldn't run past it. And they could still swing through it. You could still maybe fireball through it, things like that, right? So, like, if you had an EX fireball, a collision box? Yes, exactly. Give it a collision box. You could still, like, EX fireball through it. You could still hit it and then cancel into something, sure. But you couldn't do this, right? Because this is so sad. Like, he just run through it and now it's your turn. For him spending an EX special, and not just an EX special, right? It's an EX special that is, it's the EX special that is his fundamental, like, character gimmick, is this shield, right? I wish shield is more visually clear on when it would stop an attack. Yeah, there's some quality of life stuff you could add for sure. But yeah, I like the idea of H shield being, like, really good. And again, how fast is the cooldown right now? I mean, maybe that's, like, again, you have to be very careful with Vane, right? Because, like, he is, like, again, shield in the matchup where it does work, right? For example, against Vasaraga, shield does exactly what you would think it might. Usually 7 seconds, yeah. Shield does what you would think it, like, you know, when you saw the Vane character trailer when he first came out, what people thought shield might be is what it is against a character like Vasaraga, right? And it's really fucking good. So you have to be really careful making shield good in every matchup like that, because it becomes very invalidating very quickly. So we have to be very careful buffing shield, but H shield has a cooldown, right? Again, let me take fast cooldowns off. Have work like King's Shove and TA, the nipple bump. But yeah, like, oh, I thought I turned, oh, he's the other one, yeah, my bad. Skill, cooldown, default, right? So, and that's all, yeah, I think it's about, is that even longer? Is that longer than a normal EX special? I'm not sure. Regardless, maybe we can lengthen that cooldown a tiny bit if it turns out, if like it's something that we're too worried about. But I like the idea of, like, you can't run through this. So now I can, like, and if like, because you can't run through it, if he does this, it pushes you back, right? Like, hypothetically, if Vane did this, I would get pushed back to, like, here. You know what I mean? No damage, but it would just, like, it would collide out and push me out, right? And then, I mean, I feel like it's pretty good. Make H shield like Kag H Mehen, 2 shields, but requires cooldown for both to vanish. That's interesting. Maybe not travel as far. Maybe if we're gonna make it push, maybe not. But like, even then, like, what does Vane even do? Like, hypothetically, right? Vane does this and you get pushed out to here. As long as they're still, like, as long as they're still actionable, you just can't move past it. I mean, you can still spot dodge any slams or anything like that, right? It's not like it's a crazy strong situation where it's like, oh, why? Like if he tries to do like, you know, he tries to do this into like that, you can still just like spot dodge it, right? You still just react to it and spot dodge it. So but it would give him space, right? A shield would be like, all right, I want to run my game plan, right? There'll also be a mix-up game of rolling through shield. Interesting. I like that. Yeah, because keep it like because shield like it doesn't hit below the knees, right? Maybe make it rollable. I like this idea. Make it rollable because then obviously, you know, if you roll and you're too predictable, then you know that's a lot more committal than just like running through it, right? So I like that idea. We're talking about what to buff Vane for his stuff. Yeah, I like that idea a lot. Actually, Nainu. I didn't think about that, but you're right. Yeah, because this is a much more committal way. This is what you do to every zoner, right? Yeah, Kill, we're talking about buffing Vane, potentially. Like, how you can buff Vane without breaking Vane. But, yeah, like, this is what you do to every zoner. It's committal. And there's, you know, he has a lot of different options to potentially hurt you for that. I've been saying that. Thank you, Twitch chat. Yeah. So, like, this, having a collision box, and again, if he does it so close, then he, right? Then you actually get pushed back, right? And, like, have it start right on him and push you out like that, right? Now, so say we did just that. I'm not so sure that it's like, Vane is mid-tier now. Maybe he at least has a reliable way to get the entire cast off him. And it's like, you know, this thing still has like a 20-frame startup or something till the shield comes out. So as long as you're just like ignorantly throwing this out of neutral and you can't ever get close to him, right? But I still think maybe that's a big change. But I don't think that's like a, oh my god, shield's broken now. Because L and M shield still suck, right? And are very situational. They're still not very good. He spends a cooldown and he gets a pretty good shield. He spends 50 and he gets a very good shield. U shield probably just shouldn't lose to, right? It probably just shouldn't fucking lose to like Able Laser. Like I feel like I'm okay with U shield being just impassable, right? Again, let me show, I like to show not tell. I discovered something that hurt my heart deep down inside about Vane, and it's almost like the reason I'm making this video, right? It's like, why is this a thing? Oh, wait, I didn't lose there. I guess maybe it's certain. Oh, there you go. It went through at that time, but he was blocking.
Gets grabbed, comma.
Like, there are spacings where, like, you know, Abel's laser can straight up, it breaks the shield and goes through it, right? Yeah, there you go. Right? Like, why? That's not, like, you know, it's... Why are we doing that? Yeah, he's just blocking it every time, yeah. But, like, you know, hypothetically, you know, this, like, even the fact that this even goes through the shield feels wrong to me, right? So, like, what, you know, your shields can just be... Okay, so yeah, from further it doesn't work. Gotcha. It was a Vane doing it in the corner, I think, right? Like, it was, like, here, and then I did that, and I could have, like, killed them for it. I think, like, I did flights, and then they did shields, and then I did this, and, like, you know, full combo through your quote-unquote impenetrable wall that you spent 50 meters for, right? Why is that a thing? So, like, U shield pops if Vane blocks. I'm okay with that, probably, but, like, oh, that makes sense as to why, but like, I feel like it just shouldn't, like, this laser shouldn't even go through it at all, right? It just be stopped, I think. It's how hitboxes work. Brick laser goes through, like a 6XL would go through. Zoe laser's the same thing if you want to check. Sure, but again, we can hard code things to be different, right? Like, for example, it might not work against the laser here, but like, my point is, like, you know, this guy's projectile, for example, is just given special treatment, right? Like, this thing beats EX fireballs. Right, like it pops EX fireballs, I think, right? So like if I, for example, have him do Rakshasa here, and I do EX fireball. Oh, it's not EX fireball, that's boot. Like, we can just make things work differently. The fact that, yes, it's how hitboxes work normally, we can just hard code things to be better, right? Is it so bad to just hard code U shield to just kill any hitbox that comes near it? The hitbox just ends, right? Here for YouTube because I like it, because hi again, I enjoy the insight, thanks Gills. But yeah, like, we can just like, again, you know, normally, non-EX fireballs lose to EX fireballs. Not in Uno's case. So again, why can't we just hard code Vane shield? U shield only, right? Rakshasa is a strike? Interesting. It is? Sure, again, still, my point being, we can give things special properties to have them work different ways, right? I feel like, no, that's not true, because Dormouse is a strike, and it just loses to... Okay, well, we're on a bit of a detour here, but hold on a second. Dormouse is a strike, and it just loses to shit, no? Just kept running into one of my run, GG's? Yeah, that was me. Good, congrats on the master. What's Dormouse? Is it back? Yeah. There you go. Yeah, like, Dormouse is a strike, it just loses, right? Yes, it is, but again, it's not a normal... Like, this is a strike, and it loses to EX Fireballs. There is something special about Uno's Rakshasa, right? Is it a strike or a beam? I think it's a beam. Because again, Dormouse is a strike. And it just dies, right? In fact, even EX Dormouse is just the EX Fireballs. So, we also make shield not go off screen in the corner? Yeah, sure. But like, give me one sec. So, my point being, again, we can be super specific on what we qualify. Hello, chat on bricks. Going on, Daniel. But we can be super specific on what Uno's Fireball qualifies as. My point is, we can just hard code things to be special, right? And I think I have no problem. Why does it work like that for Vicala? Because hers is actually a strike, right? Dormouse is a strike, whereas the, like, Uno's laser, for example, I don't think is a strike. I think it's a beam. The same way the, like, Flamek, like, charge Flameks are counted, right? But point being, you know, why can't we just hard code this so that literally any hitbox that ever encounters U-Shield is gone now, right? Would that make U-Shield very good? Like, it works on that U-Fireball, but it should work on, like, that for everything. There should be no exceptions to this, right? This thing should just be a wall. He spent 50 meter on this, it should be a wall. There should be no weird side effects where this thing actually goes through it and then hits Vane. No, right? So, okay, so far, honestly, is that... So, I gotta go pretty soon here, but, like, is that enough? So, yeah, maybe shield does... Yeah, maybe the shield also doesn't, like, run away like that. Fine. That'll make his corner pressure a lot scarier, too. But, so, how many of these things are we doing, right? Keep in mind, Vane can also not get a refund on it. Yeah, I mean, wait, even if it hits point blank, he doesn't get a refund? I'm learning things about Vane that are even sadder than I thought. If he hits me point blank with this, he doesn't get Skybound Dart Gauge back? No, he gets it, I think, right? That refunded on block, looked like. No, it refunds. But yeah, that's okay. But yeah, so how many of these things do we want to stick together, right? Because there's a chance that, like, this being like 2-3 frames faster, still reactable, but harder to. This being 2 to 3 frames faster, and having variable timing, and this buff, and shield not going off screen anymore in the corner. All of these things together might be way too much, right? So, like, all of that together might be way too much. Part of me still feels like maybe it isn't, just because, like, fundamentally, like, you know, this is still reactable, and this is still, like, the L and M shields are still, like, very easily exploitable by most of the cast, right? So he's spending, like, this shield's very good now, right? Like, this H shield's very good, but he's spending a cooldown on it, and this one's very good, but he's spending 50 on it and a cooldown, right? And these are, like, still reactable. So, you get able to masters? No, we'll get him there. We got haha funny. We'll get him there. Hopefully, we got very close. We got a couple promos in, but some Twitch chat interjection from Ophidian cost us our lives. That's fine though. Plus energy destruction? Maybe not plus. These ones being plus on block is interesting actually, right? Because this was 34 frames, and also, I definitely say shield buffs are priority. Yeah, if anything, just buff this, and we'll go from there, right? Again, this is more of a minor buff. Just, like, remove all the weird, like, edge cases where this loses for some reason. But, yeah, like, buffing H shield as described. This one being plus, I don't really mind, because this one is even on block currently, but, like, if you spot dodge, this is one of the more punishable on spot dodge moves in the entire fucking game, right? Like, you know, plus 8, and that's pretty late, even, right? You can make it a lot more plus. Like, on very reasonable reactions, this is a close H punish, right? So, plus 16, right? Plus 10. So, that one being plus, I actually don't mind, because you're supposed to spot dodge that too. Quick question, have you ever made a guide for character specific have you ever made a guide for specific characters for videos, like a whole video, of what to do as that specific character in combo and other stuff, including matchup? I have not made particular character guides, actually, no. If I did, I would start with Ladiva, probably, but... Air destructions are worthless? I don't know about all that. They can be like... You know, I've seen these used as, like, Brave counter baits and stuff like that. They aren't zero. I guess this one is the one I've seen as a Brave counter bait, right? Stuff like this. I'm okay with this, though, since it does let him be, like, you know, the slight, like, quote-unquote trickiness of them, but yeah. There's a basic guide you did for Grand? True. It's the 3-minute one, but that wasn't super in-depth, right? Let 5U be a button? I'm okay with 5U being a comedy button. I don't think he's bad, because 5U is bad, personally. Throw baits, too? Yeah. So but yeah. So, maybe, like, all of that together might be too much, right? But in order, if I could pick, like, maybe, you know, maybe 8 shield, right? Be pushing away and having a collision box and not going away in the corner. Only 8 shield, right? And then U shield not having any weird edge cases. And then maybe these being sped up but having no variable timing, right? All 3 of those together? Is Vane still ass? Maybe. Maybe. But I feel like that helps him a lot, probably, right? Like... And then, you know, if we want to be more aggressive with it, then you can also give these variable timing and make this plus on block, right? But those two, I'm like, because the variable timing thing's really big, right? Especially with the combination of this, the variable timing thing I'm a bit afraid of, right? And also counter hits. Like, the variable timing means that Vane is going to counter hit you on the energy destruction a lot more. And counter hits Vane Slam is scary business, man. Right? But yeah, like, he gets the anti-air combos off that shit, right? So, like, again, we have to be, making it easier for Vane to get the counter hit slams. Maybe no variable timing on that. With everything else that we're doing, right? Maybe no variable timing. Plus H wild beat also? Yeah, maybe. That's actually interesting, because this, yeah, maybe. But again, like, I still am trying to be, like, somewhat conservative here, right? Yeah, you know, like, again, we should be very careful about how easy it is for Vane to get his counter hit slams, right? So I think, again, yeah, on a conservative level, where I think maybe this still isn't enough, but I think it at least is a step in the right direction. We can do this, we can buff him like this, and we can see how it goes in the next patch, right? If you do swing in confirmable range, you get smacked with no spot dodge. Sure. But again, the variable timing means you can beat spot dodge much more often. So I'm a little scared to do it. So again, this guy I have to go 4 minutes ago here. So we're gonna make H shield push away and have a collision box and not go away in the corner, only for H. U shield is gonna be like bug fixed a little bit, so like nothing can go through it. It just deletes any hitbox that hits it, right? And this is made like 2 to 3 frames faster, right? Maybe this one is like 21 frames now. This one's like 18. Right? That becomes fundamentally, like, damn near unreactable, but also, I mean, it's an EX skin, so it's fine, I think. That's it, right? Yeah, again, and then if you wanted to go a little further, maybe this is plus on block, maybe this is plus on block, right? And there was one other thing that I forget now. Oh, variable timing on this. The variable timing on the slams, the more I think about it, the more scared I am of it, right? The more I think about it, the more scared I am of it, right? Because it just... You know, like it's a lot of potential damage output that you're giving to Vane, right? Yes, I know he's taking risk, but like, there's some funny shit that this guy can potentially do off that. So that one is, I think that's like the last one. That's the lowest priority thing for me personally, because I could really see that making him very scary, especially in conjunction with him able to push you out into that, right? I'm scared of that personally. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, I would expect the Galleon is coming with at least a mild balance patch, hopefully a big balance patch. If it's not her, then Villainous should come with like a Versuja patch, size patch, I imagine. Maybe we'll see some Vane love, maybe not. I understand why Cygames are being very conservative with Vane compared to like even like Fairy and Matera and everything like that, who are otherwise characters you would expect them to be conservative with also, right? I understand. He's the most toxic character design they have, probably. But I don't think that justifies just completely leaving the character alone for a while.